What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Tammy Talks here. All right, y'all. So, the Ultimatum Season 2, Episode 2, Unexpected Revelations. As always, if you guys are brand new to the channel, um, or you are a returning viewer that is not yet subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me. Thumbs up the video and then put your comments down below. So, the episode starts off right where the last one left off with Brian following Lisa outside. Y'all know she's calling Raya out her name, saying that she's easy. He can't learn anything from her. They're only talking about what did she say? They're only talking about like ass and everything. It was a lot, but her biggest thing was the fact that he was engaging in conversation, right? Granted, they weren't talking about anything. Not that we saw. They weren't. But it's still like, why you calling this girl out her name? Why you saying all this about her? Like, so he tells her that so then what got me is Lisa was like, at least if you're gonna be talking to somebody, at least talk to Roxanne, a real boss ass B. And I was like, wow. Like, here's the thing. You heard Raya say that in, the little opening group. You heard Raya say that she was still trying to figure out, her career and life and all that type of stuff. And so you want to use that against her? Lisa, you ain't shit. So he tells her that she's getting in her own way, and she is. And she was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You getting in your own way. And it's like, girl, what are you even talking about at this point? Right now, Lisa is one of those people that, when somebody is like, they know that they're making a fool out of themselves, but they don't want to admit that they're making a fool out of themselves. So they just kind of say anything. So right now she's in the mode of just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. What's gonna stick? What's gonna last? What's going at this point? So it was kind of hard to watch. I definitely got secondhand embarrassment from this. Like, definitely got secondhand embarrassment. So she then said, F marriage, F the ultimatum, F you. She looks for the car service. He's trying to talk to her. She's yelling at him to shut up and stop talking to her. Ultimately, she leaves, as she should have. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'll say it later. So Brian goes back inside and he's like, "It's not my fault," and it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't. Brian like literally didn't do anything wrong. He really did not do anything wrong. So the group reaffirms him, you didn't do anything wrong. We're all sitting here talking to each other. This is hard for everybody. It's not just hard for Lisa, it's hard for everybody. So Brian gets up, walks out. He got to get some air because, Lord, she done embarrassed him herself. Like, it's one thing for them to be arguing like this. It's another for it to be filmed for a TV show, right? So I thought that Trey was getting up to go like check on Brian. Trey went to go do a confessional in which he is now wondering if he's making the right decision by being here as well. So now Raya's crying. She goes into the bathroom. I think Raya is crying more specifically because I think she overheard some of the stuff Lisa was saying about her, right? So Raya's crying in the bathroom saying that she doesn't feel like she's even good enough for Trey because, she doesn't have her shit together the way that she probably wishes she did. So she then started to say that things are just so good with Brian. Things are so easy. It's easy for them to talk to each other. The conversation was just kind of flowing. We get to Alex and Roxanne the next day because we got to cut this whole scene short now because y'all cutting the food. They're both nervous around each other. She finds it endearing that he's nervous. So we find out that Alex does want marriage, just not yet. He does want to be married, just not yet. She said, well, that has her wheels turning because, you can't have, here you are, this business guy, and, you're all about your paper and your finances and everything, and you still want marriage. And it's like, Roxanne, let's keep it a stack, babe. It's not that you don't want to get married. You don't want to get married to Antonio because you feel that he's not ambitious enough. And instead of you just saying that, you want to say you don't believe in marriage because you say that your parents and your grandparents, who are all both sets are entrepreneurs and business people, are able to successfully run their business and have a successful marriage on the side. So what are you confused about? You just don't want to be married to Antonio. That's really what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. So she says that she's scared of marriage. I don't believe that with Roxanne. I don't. You don't want to marry Antonio. So Kat and Antonio are talking, and Antonio said that Rox is skeptic about him because he's never really had a good job. Now, a good job is subjective, right? Um, I think I have a good job, right? I have a career. But there are some people that might not think that I have a good job. There are some people that think they have a good job. I wouldn't look at that as a good job. So that is subjective. It also depends on what you consider a good job. Is it based on salary? Is it based off of benefits? If you know what I'm saying, is it based off of the ability to work from home? Is it based off of travel time? Is it based off of distance? It's subjective. What I think Rox's idea of a good job is, I think it's going to come down to how much somebody makes, right? So he feels that he's close to being able to cover everything for them. Brandy said it best, almost doesn't count. And that's what I think Rox is basing that off of as well. So James and Raya. So they have such a cute vibe. Like, I don't know if the physical attraction is there between the two of them. We haven't heard her say that she thinks he's really attractive or anything like that. But they connect because they both come from single parent homes, both raised by their mothers. She said that she doesn't really know. Um, she said that she doesn't really know anybody that has been raised like her, which is kind of shocking, but okay. Um, and James kind of gets emotional because they're talking about how they wish their fathers would have been in their lives more. And she offers to hold his hands. And I said, they are so cute together. I didn't think that they would end up together, but since Brian and Lisa's ass are gone, they might. But if only, if even just for the emotional support that they could get out of it, I think they're cute together, right? So we get Brian and Raya. They have a really nice conversation. He thinks that right now everybody's in their head, okay? Everybody's stressed out, overwhelmed. We just kind of gotta boom, 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 okay? Relax a little bit. So he likes how open she is being, how she's a great listener. He likes that when he says something, she thinks about it, receives what he's saying before speaking and replying, which is something he clearly don't get with Lisa. He does want to be married, but because of finance and trust, he doesn't want to get married right now. So Raya, poses to him, you can't have trust. I mean, you can't have a marriage without trust. So they start talking about finances. He asks her, does she expect a man to cover everything? And she said, not everything. She said, but mortgage and rent, I do expect you to cover that. She said, but everything else underneath there, electric, cable, that type of stuff, I have no problem paying. She then said, as far as like grocery shopping, they can do that together. But she points out that she likes to spend, and as long as her card don't decline, then she's fine. I said, sis. And she says she makes sure her card don't decline. But see, you were talking to, what's her dude name? You were talking to Trey about this, and you even said that you think that Trey does not think that you are not fiscally responsible. And I mean, with that theory, yeah, I can see where he's going with that. That's all I'm gonna say. So he then asks her, "What happens if your dude, falls on hard times and he can't, whatever the case?" She said that she's fine to step up and carry the load in that moment. So it's not like she's just expecting to be taken care of. She's fine with stepping up if she needs to be. So she does like Trey. She does love Trey, but she has a hard time saying it, which Brian is saying, like, I'm not asking you to say it to him. I'm just asking a question. So your hesitancy means that something is missing. She agrees and said, yeah, she's missing some type of emotional connection. We then get to Trey and Lisa. So she feels that she was probably rude to Raya. Ain't no probably about it, sis. You were. You were. There's no probably about it. You were dead ass rude to that girl, and you really need to go apologize because that wasn't necessary. He thinks that her emotions are just passion. See, I think we need to stop saying that. Sometimes it is passion, but I feel like you don't know her well enough to say that. That's what I would say. I don't think he knows her well enough to make that assertion. So she hugs him because she feels seen. She appreciates that. He then asks how she feels about their date, them specifically. She says she hates that she likes their date so much because, she really wants to be with Brian. Trey really wants to be with Raya. But the fact that they are really enjoying their time together has them kind of nervous. Trey, is feeling nervous himself that he's finding that he has more in common with a lot of the women here than he does with Raya. He said with Raya, all they talk about is hair and makeup. Whereas with some of the other women, they're like really talking about things and having deep conversations. And I kind of feel like, do you try to have that kind of deep conversation with her though? I think that would be the thing. Are you trying to? Because it's very easy. I can say that about some of the friends that I have. We only talk about TV shows. We only talk about this, that, and the other. But if I'm not trying to have that type of conversation with somebody, then you can't say that. So that's why it's always funny to me when people are like, yeah, whenever I talk to this particular person, we only talk about this. When have you tried to have a different type of conversation? You know what I mean? With that person. So we find out that Lisa played a bunch of different sports in high school. She really likes playing basketball, says she's only been off the court for about 2 years. She just now started to get into like doing her hair and makeup. He tells her she's gorgeous and stunning and that she is the full package. She tells him that she likes that he knows what he wants. He's very vocal about it. He has great communication, which from what we've seen, he does. And she thinks that he will be a great husband. He said he's kind of wondered that. Would I be a good husband? She has often thought too, I'm out here and issuing the ultimatum. Would I be a good wife though? Time will tell. So Trey also meets up with Ryan. So while he's really vibing with Lisa, we see that he has a really, really good vibe with Ryan as well. Ryan said everybody out here crying and stuff. I don't do all that crying mess. And he was like, this ain't hard for you. And she would say, no, it is, but she has a hard time expressing herself. So she don't do a lot of, emotions. His biggest insecurity is not feeling attractive. So she said that he looks nice. He always looks nice. He said that, he's always kind of shocked when he hears that from people because he doesn't think that he looks nice. He doesn't think that, like, when he gets dressed, he's going to get compliments. And I was like, that's sad. We have all had them days where we get dressed, we put our shit on, and you like, I am killing it today. I know I'm going to get some compliments, whether it's on my shoes, my hair, my makeup, my nails. I feel like for guys, whether it be like a jacket they have on, their shoes, if they got a nice haircut. So it's kind of, I really felt bad that he, one, doesn't think that he will get that from other people, but that he just doesn't think himself that he looks good. Now, am I physically attracted to him? Would I see Trey and be like, damn, he fine? No, but I don't think he's ugly either. But I feel like his personality makes up for that. It should make up for that if somebody's not like overly immediately, oh my God, he fine. You know what I mean? He's not a bad looking guy. He's not a bad looking guy. He wouldn't be my first choice, but he's not a bad looking guy by any means. So I want you to fix your self esteem, sir. Don't do that to yourself. So we get to the choice. Y'all know it's time. It feels like this season is rushed. I'll tell y'all that. This feels very, very rushed. I feel like we didn't get a lot of the dating. And I know this has been like a full week, but we didn't get a lot of that by any means. But so okay. So we get there to go sit down and we find out that Lisa and Brian have left the experience because there's two empty chairs. Now, Nick and Vanessa Lachey say that, we offered, we extended the invitation for them to come tell you guys themselves. They didn't want to, but they said that Lisa took a pregnancy test that morning and she is pregnant. I don't want to call cap on that, but I'm going to call cap. Something about that, I don't know. Why are you all of a sudden taking a pregnancy test this morning? Why wouldn't they tell y'all together, I took a pregnancy test, I've been feeling sick, we took a test, so we're going to deal with this, outside of the process. That seemed very to me. You know what I mean? But if she is pregnant, I wish her all the best. Yeah. Let's talk about this episode down below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. Catch you guys in episode 3. Peace.